And now, I shall resurrect Slifer the Sky Dragon!
Oh man, he just brought back an Egyptian god!
Slifer's attack points are determined by the number of cards in my hand. And since I'm holding 4, he now has 4,000 points!
Hey guys, this is Slifer Maniac. Guys, very long time. I've been busy. So you can expect just little content from me. Unfortunately, I was too busy, so I couldn't deal with the time management, and I was having a new job, or rather leaving the old one and finding a new one. Also made a lot of progress, but also had complications in it. Contained, of course, and other things as well. So we are here to see the Johnson deck profile, as you might now realize by now, at least. And after my opinion, this one is one of the worst. And in this arc, it is certainly the worst deck, but in general, it's one of the worst. So it's deck master, of course, the judge, as you might already witness now, right directly before you. And as I had to pimp it up, I did improve it, of course, but still I wouldn't say this is a good deck profile in general, because like I will explain it to you if we just talking about the deck itself in detail, but I can state this one in general. What can I say about Johnson? Johnson was the lawyer of the big five, the we might say the very ones who is capable and ordered for the law enforcement things and all those shenanigans which are roundabout law. Accusations, etc. So as a result of that, he wasn't he had his himself too many times on a law book and lawsuits, so his duel skills weren't that great. He was dueling himself against Joey Wheeler, and he wouldn't had lasted very long against him. He lost, of course, at the result, but still he was cheating, so like to buy in order to buy time for himself. And it's a very hard verdict that I am bringing about this judge, but this judge is or the deck rather, on the tactical and strategic skills are rather not good. So just like to dive into it, and let's see what we got in here. Like I said, I already said it before. I made many additions because all we get is just a couple of monsters. So we have to make also some assumptions, some monster cards as well as spell and trap cards. I have a 3 and 2 of, and all those shenanigans. So we're starting off with one. This is also one of the criticisms which I have about this deck. We have very weak monsters in here, but also we do not have many high level monsters. So just like dive into it. Like I said, I made some additions so that in order to be a more consistent playable deck profile. So first off is the One-Eye Shield Dragon. Another thing which is central in this deck is our fusion summons. We do have 2 weak fusion cards in here, but still we do have them, so we have to use them some way. A Wind Attribute, 3 stars, a Dragon type with 700 attack, 1300 defense. Yeah, you might ask yourself what this card does at all. It doesn't have good defense, offense, and as well as defense stats, but it is essential and crucial for one fusion monster. And another one of those cards is the Dark Curtain, which I also possess this one, and I think in English or even in German. I'm not sure. But in here I have it as a 3-off, of course. I just have this one as a 1-off, but this one is a 3-off. It's in Dark Attribute, 2 stars, 600 attack, 500 defense. I think it's a Fiend type, but I'm not sure anymore because I have it somewhere here. But I'm not. I did look it up, but I did forget already about it. But it's not essential at all, so we might skip that theme right there. So for one fusion, you need this very card. For the Camion Wizard, you need this one. So for the One Eye Shield fusion, we need also another card. I mixed those now up. I just misjudged them. Haha. Armail is essential for the fusion with the One Eye Shield Dragon. It was an Earth attribute, 3 stars, warrior type, 700 attack, and 1300 defense as well. It's very same stats as 3-off, of course, as our friend One Eye Shield Dragon possesses. So like this one is essential for one fusion, which is called, I think, Evil or Wicked Dragoness Knight. A fusion which I have somewhere, but I didn't find it. So you might look it up. But it doesn't have very strong stats. So yeah, it's very weak in nature as well. But I can look it up just a sec. It won't be that difficult to find. Yeah. Yeah, it's does possess 1200 attack and 900 defense. It's a warrior type monster, which of course consists of those two. Wind attribute and 3 stars. This is its artwork right there. So this card am I missing? I have it somewhere in here, but I didn't find it. So yeah. That I just showed it you in order that no one comes around and like criticize that I didn't have or at least mention this very card in here. So let's go on. Also with the music, of course. As I said, I have it somewhere here, but yeah, I don't know exactly what I did put it in. So we just like go on with it. And of course, then the dark curtain, in combination with the mystical elf, which is the first card with that, which I would recommend you to have as a 3-off. I just did find it as a 2-off, but you guys played as a 3-off in order to make it more and better playable. So like, of course, light attribute 4 stars, a spellcaster with 800 attack and 2000 very good defense. This might be the only chance you have in order to have a good defense lineup in here. Then we do have a card which I made up myself, which I thought would be very much appropriate in this deck, which also plays along with the theme, which is the Judgment Hand, an Earth attribute 3 stars, warrior type 1400 attack and 700 defense. Even ain't that bad stats. I have it as a 3-off also in here, because like if you compare it with all the other attack stats, this is one of the better ones, of course. Next up is Skelangel. He played this card face down. Light attribute 2 stars, fairy type monsters with 900 attack and 400 defense. Of course, it's got some flip effect. If it's flipped face up, you can draw 1 card. Right there. Then, and possibly the very good or the best attack in terms of attack set monster which he had is the Hysteric Fairy. Very bad defense stats, but good is attack stats. Light attribute 4 stars. A fairy type, 1,800 attack and 500 defense. Of course, back in the day when the booster said Labyrinth of Nightmare. And it's also got an effect. It works like that. It's a fairy type. Offer 2 monsters on your side of the field as a tribute to increase your life points by 1,000 points. Monsters used for a tribute summon or that offered as a tribute due to other cards effect are excluded. So if you like tribute a monster in order to summon another, then it's not working. But I think I might be wrong with that one, but I think he also used that very effect because he hadn't so much good effects in his deck. I have to admit that at least the skill of his deck master, which was like working like Raigeki, I think he had to pay life points for it, but then he could destroy all the opponent's monsters. So if he hadn't had that very effect, the deck would be even more worse. So now I'm coming to some other additions which I have in here. First off, I think he played this one in one of the games, Banisher of Light, which is also an all light attribute, 3 stars, 100 attack, 2,000 good defense, and fairy type as well. And its effect works like that. As long as this card is face up of the field, every card which would have been put to the graveyard that is banished from the play instead. Then I have made some addition which I thought also would be a very much logical conclusion, which is Misjudge. So we have the Judge theme in here. So light attribute 4 stars, 1,800 attack with 4 stars, which is very strong, pimping and improving the deck and its playability. 1,800 attack, 600 defense. Field type monster, but and with an effect which works like that. If the card effect of your opponent has been activated before the effect has been resolved, you can throw a coin or toss a coin 2 times, and if the result is 2 times heads, you can negate the effect. And if the if it's 2 times heads, but not like if it's 2 times tails or something like that. And that's just once per turn effect, so like once per turn. I have it, of course, as in 3 of them here in order to make this deck more playable. Then 2 cards which I thought he had in the games maybe. First off is Voltic Kong. Light attribute 4 stars, beast type monster, 1,800 attack, also very strong attack stats, 1,000 defense, and its effect works like that. If this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send 1 card from the top of your opponent's deck to the graveyard for each light monster you control. So we have many light monsters in here. These 3 are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 light type monsters. Very much. Then another one of those which were included in one of the games was Berserk Gorilla, an Earth attribute 4 stars, 2,000 attack and 1,000 defense. Very strong, but it does have an effect, and it's weakness. If this card is in face-up defense position, destroy this card. And this card must attack if able, so you have to attack with this card in every round. And if you like, your opponent has, for example, a stronger monster lineup, for example, with high level monsters which have stronger stats or something like that, then you can not switch this into defense position. You have to attack them. So yeah, it has this downside, this little, which is a little bit self-destructive in nature, of course. Then last but not least, the Judge, which was his only high level boss monster. With of course, also at the same time is deck master with an Earth attribute with 6 stars, 2,200 attack and 1,500 defense. So in theory, you can also combine this with Witch of the Black Forest in order to get this card then into your hand. Warrior type, normal monster. right there. So this is it. This is my monster lineup. Ain't that many of monsters, but still. Yeah, it's enough. 23. Yeah, and then let's get into the spells. I have to admit, guys, that some of the decks you have making more building and the concept behind it makes pleasures you more and makes you more satisfied than others. And I have to admit that this one was a little bit one-sided because we have the fusion theme around it. But still, the fusion monsters are very, very weak. It's not like in the Jaden deck profile, where you have very strong, cunning monsters with strong attack sets and good effects. You do have two weak fusion monsters which have no effect at all. So, up to the spell lineup, I give him Pot of Duality. You might give him then Pot of Greed, because of course Pot of Duality also works, but we're still in the dual monsters era and they wouldn't have that. But in order to make it better playable in the TCG, you can give Pot of Duality. Of course, you can draw 3 cards, then choose one, and then shuffle the rest back to your deck. And of course, it's in one turn, once per turn effect. And of course, you have to then also have the downside that you cannot fulfill or put through any special summons in that very turn. Reinforcement of the Army. I think he had this card. He played it out in order to bring warrior type monster with 4 stars or fewer from your deck to your hand. Of course, I think our male might be the only one which we have in here. Of course, the judgment hand also with 3 stars, which I made in or put in here, because otherwise we would have just this R male. Then we have Warrior Returning Alive. I might be wrong, but I think he played this one out as well. You can take one card, Warrior type monster card from your graveyard and return it to your hand. Then I gave him Dark Factory of Mass Production, an edition which I made, an assumption or adoption if you will. You can choose 2 normal monsters from your graveyard and put it to your hands, because we have too many in here and we need them for the fusion summons. You can then get them better. And in order to like mime his deck master's ability, I put in here the card Dark Hole, which restores, of course, all monsters on the field, and of course, how is it called in English? I think lightning. Yeah, you can discard 1 card and destroy your opponent's monsters. You can also use Raigeki in this then in order to like support this very method. Then I have another board breaker in here in order to pimp this one up is Heavy Storm. I think he played it out in one of the games, of course, in order to like destroy all spell and trap cards on the field. Messenger of Peace, like a little bit stall measure right there, which is of course a continuous spell card which works like that. You have to pay 100 life points, and monsters with 1500 attack or more cannot attack or declare an attack. Yeah, there we go. You have to pay it, otherwise this card is destroyed. Then I put in there Creature Swap. I don't know if it was also in one of the games, but you can of course switch the control of a monster from your opponent and one of yours. Yeah. Then also, as we have this judge theme, I have in here Prohibition, which of course is like in law enforcement. We all know the Prohibition in New York and about the beers and wines and all the stuffs in the 20s. There was a great prohibition right there. A permanent spell card, of course, if you know the cards in the deck of your opponent, then the better it is, or at least 1 or 2. Then you can declare one monster or like one card name, and as long as this spell card is on the field, the card cannot be activated at all. Yeah, but cards which were activated before this card was activated, they're not phased by this card. Then I have in here Inspection, also an permanent spell card. You can pay on the 500 life points during the standby phase of your opponent, and then you can look at one random card of his or her hand, and then look at it, and then return it, of course. I have any question? A Joey Wheeler card, of course, in order to special summon your opponent has to guess the first monster card in your graveyard. If you guess this wrong, then you can special summon. If you guess it's right, then it's banished from play. And also I have Reversal Quiz in here, which works like that. Send all cards in your hand or side of the field to a graveyard. Yeah. You call the type of card, monster, magic, or trap on the top of your deck. If you call it right, exchange your current life points with your opponent's current ones. Of course, you can combine this one very good with a Pot of Duality, so it makes more sense even in here. Then I have a card which is I think called Support Attack or something like that, which has the ability to Johnson had played two anime exclusive magic cards which had the ability to pimp up your attack stats, and this one also does that. You can choose one face-up monster on your side of the field. It gets 1,500 attack points additionally at this one turn. Yeah, so this is it, guys. This is you might imagine there would be a Monster Reborn there, but yeah, I let it out, it's alright. We have question with the special summon, so this is it. My spell lineup right there. Let's get into this. Traps, not spells. No, I already went. We had these spell cards already in here. So what I put it first in here was Solomon's Strike, because we have the judge on the not the judge, the guy from the Solomon Judgment in here. And it works like that. If one or more monsters are special summoned, or a monster effect has been activated, you can pay 1,500 life points, then negate the summon or the activation, and if you do, destroy the card. Encounter Trap. Then I have a card in here which is mimed after the second effect of his Deckmaster, which is Just Deserts. Inflict 500 points of direct damage to your opponent's life points for each monster your opponent has on the field. I think the destruction of the monsters of the opponent by the skill of the Deckmaster, the judge, had also this other side that he loses, I think, life points. But I'm not sure. If I'm mistaken, then you can correct me in the comments, and then yeah. It would be a good burning edition still. I have it as two of them here. A Yami Bakura card, by the way. Then I have three of, sorry guys. Then I have in here Solomon Warning. Oh, what was it called? No, not Solomon Warning. Serious Warning or something like that. But it has the ability, and also it has the very guy from the Solomon Judgment on here. So the judge, you might say, but not this judge, the other one. It works like that. It's Encounter Trap as well. If one or more monsters has been summoned, or if a spell card or trap card and monster effect is activated, that includes the effect that one targets one or more monsters which has been special summoned. Then you can pay 2,000 life points, negate the summoning or the activation, and if you do, then destroy the card. So it's like you might say it's in one row with the Solomon Strike. And then we have Balanced Judgment, also here in the theme. Every opponent controls more cards than you do. Controls more card than you have in your hands. and that you control an addition in total, and you can draw cards and the like difference in order to like balance the difference. You know what I mean? Like if you have maybe 2 cards in your hand and 2 cards on the field, for example, and he has like 6 cards, then you can draw 2 cards so that you close into him, like balance the difference. You have 4 cards in total, like 2 in your hands and 2 on the field, and your opponent possesses 6 or 5 on the field. So I mean, like 4 monster cards and 1 spell trap, and 2 spell traps. Then you can like draw 2 cards, and then you have also 6 in total. In comparison to that he controls, because his or her hand cards doesn't count in that like calculation, you know, just the card which he controls. But in your case, it's also the cards that are included which you have in your hand. Then of course Solomon Judgment, a very good counter trap, also still in the meta. If a monster is summoned or that spell or trap card has been activated, you can pay half of the life points, then you can negate the summon or the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So this is it, guys. This is my trap lineup. Like I said, we also have fusion cards in here, slash I have one because I'm lacking the other. I'm lacking not in general, but didn't find it until now. I do know that I have it in my collection. So the only one that we witnessed today is, besides the very one that I showcased you in a digital form, is the Camion Wizard. And our attribute 4 stars and spellcaster fusion type monster, 1300 attack, so few, and 1100 defense. It's very much expensive because I think it was only printed once under Astral Pack 3. And that's why, because it's very that's why it is so worth, has so much worth. It's a fusion between Mystical Elf and the Curtain of Darkness. So, but still, the stats are very much ridiculous, you might say, in nature. And the only reason or only possibility he could use this card very properly and like make it useful at all was to like pimp its attack stats due to his other spell card. Yeah, and this is it. This is my I don't know, like more. It's more than 40 cards. I know 43 or 44, something like that. No, I run 46. 46 cards. Johnson deck profile, of course, you can put one of the Just Desserts out, for example, or maybe, and then make additional like Mystical Elf, and maybe put one of the other cards out as you want to. You feel free to do so. This is my personal version of that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Let's just have a growing community. I will recover and start on over again, like now with the next deck profile, which will be, I think, Nesbit or Crump, one of those. I won't spoil which very one because I already know, but you might, guys, you just guess it, and then we're going up the ranks, rising on the up to the top. Until then, will have, of course, also on this channel, a Big 5 United deck, which I'm looking forward to the most of those deck profiles of the Big 5. It's very much exciting to me and suspenseful in nature. Yeah, and as always, I tell you guys, have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day, whenever and wherever you witness this one. This is me, your Slifer Maniac, and peace out.